Oh,
Yeah.
that's random. So you see like ships from all the different empires, and you'll just randomly cycle between them.
Oh. Also, I know why my code was weird now. Because it's not retail, reporter edition of the game.
Well.
A reviewer edition, or whatever.
Yep, and that's when it gets scummy.
Yeah.
Well, first, before we try and do anything,
I enabled my mod.
Okay.
And I still got the little gecko. You can probably invite me.
Well, I'm loading my mod.
Oh, okay. Cloak and railgun, sneaking and spooking.
You're looking at Umbo Choir.
There's a guide about sneaking up on people and killing them with a railgun.
Are you sure you're not? Oh, it says you have the digital deluxe edition, so.
Yeah, well, it was
hey,
when
you're
I
in.
put the code in, it said reviewer edition.
Hey, I just realized that this isn't gonna work. I need to put in the content first. I didn't have any of the DLCs active.
I'll just leave.
I already left.
Do I get the DLCs?
No.
No. What kind of reviewer edition is this?
I mean, this would be like you realize reviewer thing would be.
I know.
Let's see, protected, invite.
Hello. I'm in.
Okay, do you want me to go over what each faction's like whole shtick is?
No, I like this one.
What is it?
The robots. They got cool
Is it
faces.
Riftborn?
The it says shipbound.
Oh, Vojani. I wouldn't recommend that for your first time, because I would recommend either Sulfons or United Empire. Because Vojani are weird, like you can't colonize anything, instead you send like arc ships to do stuff for you.
Okay, what about the Unfallen?
No, because that's weird.
It shall not end with fire.
I don't...
See all the cool looking
Yeah,
ones?
but you need to take the tutorial one first, right?
Tutorial one?
So like United Empire is literally the tutorial empire. Like you say, do a beginner game for me, and then it'll choose that. So I would recommend United Empire.
Okay. I got United Empire.
Okay, and then everything else is random. Okay. Do you want to do a normal size game, or a normal time game? Or like, because you can continue on past, so if you want to keep on playing the same galaxy, we can keep moving on.
A normal time game. Game will start in...
That's faster.
That's the fastest 30 seconds I've seen.
I mean, to be fair, Riftborn, our whole shtick is like controlling time, so...
Yeah. One of my friends who lives in Ohio keeps trying to get me to talk to his new girlfriend.
Why?
I don't know. He's like, oh, she wants to meet you, and I was like, no. No thanks. And he's like, hey, you should download Snapchat so she can talk to you, and I was like, no thanks. I think it's because he considers me his best friend, even though we've only talked online. Yeah.
That's odd.
Oh, that's cool. There's a United Empire loading screen.
Yep. I have the Riftborn one.
Look at him. It's like Dr. Breen looking off into space.
Right, and you see your reflection.
Yeah.
All right, ready.
Ready. In game. Definitely not in game, even though it says.
This unlucky people have come because a rift in the fabric between the universes threatens their existence.
Oh, it's telling me congratulations, you're playing the
Things
new
look
DLCs.
hopeless even. In desperation, the Communion has sent an advance party through the rift into this terrifying galaxy with one goal: saving the rift-born civilization.
So so if I remember correctly, your story is
lead
just
the
you
party,
unified
and the
your
weight
people
of
or
the
whatever, right?
survival of your people rests
Yep.
upon
Mine
your
is,
decisions.
so my people are from a dimension
Go with
that's
strength
orthogonal to this
and
one.
with hope.
So you know entropy?
Failure is
We don't
not
have
an
entropy
option.
where we come from. We only have like order, and everyone's just like little diamonds and all that stuff. I'll send you, there's like little intro videos for each nation. That's really cool. Okay. So you should... Do you get the tutorial? Is it telling you about stuff? Oh no.
I'm just pressing buttons. It's working though. I got a new friend. His name is Dmitry Lenko.
Yep.
He's a hero.
So, you remember, if you remember admirals / governors and all that stuff?
Yeah.
It's like, this game has that, but they're way more important, and they're both. So what you can do, hit F6, and you'll go to hero management. And you should see your hero. They should probably be your senator. You know, say like, whatever, you know, United Empire or something. It'll say their hero class, which determines their abilities. And then it'll say what their political party is, which should be industrial for Dolinsky. So you can inspect them, you can see his ship design, so you can alter the ship. If you plan, I would recommend not for Dolinsky, because I would have him as a governor of your main place. You can look at his skills, you can see the skill tree. You get enough skills going up, and then you can go after like 4 skill trees, skill points in the first line. You can start doing stuff in the second line. A total of 8 in the first and 2. We'll let you do the third, and then eventually, once you, I think you fully max something out or something, then you can do the outer tree. And those are the powerful ones. And then if you look at the bottom underneath where... My guy is literally just called E, by the way, lowercase e.
It's a good name.
But you can assign to a fleet, or you can assign to a system. Or you can make a fleet out of him. So what I would do is assign him to your... What is your name? Oh no, it is random.
It's Alia.
Okay, that's... That completely breaks one of my theories. Okay. So...
I signed him.
So hit F1, and you can see your system. So there's one thing you need to know. This is not Solaris. If you over-colonize, your people, it will fuck you up hard. So if you look at the bottom left, you should be able to see Empire Approval. And you should see a bar underneath it. If you go over that, you get a stacking debuff of like -10 happiness flat for everyone. And if you go below 30, your systems will start going to rebellion. And what can happen is, so what your government type right now should be is a federation. We'll get to that later. But you'll get turned into a dictatorship if you do that, because if your people are unhappy. And with a dictatorship, you it basically like flips there's like a bunch of parties. When you become a dictatorship, it takes your weakest party and for some reason makes that your dictatorship thing. So if you're going like all industrial or military, then suddenly it's like, hey, you know, you're a bad person. So here, you become a dictator with a pacifist. So...
Oh.
You can see traits,
cool.
which are various things. And you can see your special thing, your faction affinity. So for mine, I like making singularities that can either speed up time or slow it down for like enemies. So I can either make my stuff go faster, or I can make an enemy's system go slower. Should be able to see a colony, the name, the type of colony it is. So if it's like a colony 1, 2, 3, or 4. Your population, and how many times before your population changes. Your approval, you should be able to see your hero on it. How much food, industry, dust, which is gold, science, and influence is being produced. You might not have strategic or luxury resources yet. I start with a Hyperium deposit and a titanium deposit because I need that for my singularities. You can see a construction thing. You can see a policy, which is for, min-maxing. Not min-maxing. Just like, like, hey, system, go do stuff for me instead of me having to micromanage it. And how many ships you have in your hangar, which should be 0. Okay, hit F2, Senate screen.
Yep.
So you should see, you should be a federation.
Yep.
Yeah, some are republic.
Federation.
So what that is, and what federation is like the strongest government type. Because what it is that there's a certain law you can pass called, I don't remember what it's called.
Toys for the boys.
No, not. Actually, no, you don't have to pass any law yet. What it is the natural thing in a federation. For every single person every single hero you own who is the same as your leading political party, then you will get an extra you can colonize one more thing. So that's why federations are really powerful. Republic, though, my laws are more powerful. So if you just look at change government, you can't do it yet. You need to unlock the research for it first, but you can just see the types of governments that there are.
Yeah. Democracy, dictatorship, and republic.
Mm-hmm. Then you can see election stuff, which I've never really bothered with. You can see like a poll on the bottom left. Your leading political parties, which you should see like industrialists, and it should be functional. So you should see like a bunch of bars underneath it. As those bars fill up, you will unlock new special laws. Senate breakdown is just like, 2 industrial senate industrialists and 1 ecologist for me. You should have a dust windfall as your first law.
Yep.
So every single political party has like a pinned law that will always be there. So dust windfall, 50% of industry spent for any construction is converted into dust at the end. And then you can click to void a law, so you can get Super Tax Act, Toys for Boys, Beachhead.
Toys for the boys.
Beachhead bylaw, which is really strong in a way, but it also it can make you think your people are happier than they actually are if you don't look at each specific thing. And then I think you should be militarist as your secondary. Okay,
Yep.
yeah. So you should have the first law for that, which is whatever it is from you. Mine is ecologist, so I have a green fertility bill.
Mine is lower fleet costs.
Yeah. And then
Mine is 15% ship gears cost on systems.
ship gears. Wait a second.
It's a little gear thing.
Is it orange?
Little gear symbol.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's industry. You use industry to build ships. So it's saying you have to take 33% less industry. So if you look at your population, I don't know if you have Sheridan as a secondary population. Do you
No.
only have United Empire?
In the population
Yes.
census, it says Yusho and Imperials.
Okay. So each different thing does different specific things. They tend to have like a political output. So like My Riftborn tend to be more industrialists, whereas I have the Pistis, which are little like robot guys who are ecologists.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. My people are anti-ecologist.
This doesn't make that much sense based on the pictures.
What?
So the Imperials are industrialists, but their picture looks like a gigantic
Yeah.
military standing with like
Yeah.
tanks and everything behind. And then the U-Show are militarists, and their picture is just like a classroom. Wow.
Okay, F3, economy.
Yeah.
Thus inflation probably affects like marketplace and all that stuff for trading. Luxury resources are just like, you know, each so there's two types of resources. There's strategic resources, which you'll see underneath your no research queued, and it's the 7 things: titanium, hyperium, adamantium, antimatter, orichalcix, and quadronix. And those are for like building like ships and all that stuff. I think also for building like system improvements, which are basically buildings from Stellaris. And you can see those on the map. Well, you can see all of them on the map, but it'll be it's basically like you know, exotic gas, synthetic crystals, stuff like that from Stellaris. Luxury resources, however, are mostly used for bribes, for selling stuff. And you can use it to improve your population earlier than they're supposed to. Or eventually you can use system development stuff to get better systems, to get like spaceports so you can move populations around. And in order to do that, you have to use one of your like luxury resources for that, put that in, and then you'll get like a bonus depending what it is. So it's like, you know, so what I normally do is happiness, so that uses like transvine grapes, and that I put that into my system development, and that makes it so that when I upgrade a colony up to colony 2, then they'll be naturally like 15% happier. Okay, F4 technology screen.
F4. Yep. This is where you do research.
So you can look at all of these, and they all have lore. But what's important is the 2 little side things, or you know, how many ever side things are on there. So like if I do N-Wave fusion, that gives me chain gangs and impervious bunkers.
Yep.
And also makes your government like more militarist. And then so on and so forth. Well, what you need to do is you need to slowly, so like in this case, you need to do 2, so for like militarists or any of them, you need to get both N-Wave fusion and ubiquitous virulence, which will be the 2, which will put you up to tier 2 in militarists, which lets you start researching the other things. If they have a line pulsing to it, so like deep space personnel system connects to deniable operations, so you need to have deep space personnel systems before you can start researching deniable, even if you have like a tier 4. And you'll see deeds, which are like the wonders in Civ. I don't know if you've played Civ. Okay.
Nope.
Well, basically, the special buildings, only one civilization can build them, and they give you bonuses. And I think they contribute to one of the winning things. Because unlike Stellaris, where it's just like, you know, win by like percent, like, you know, economy trade and all that stuff. This is like, you know, you can either do like a science victory, a supremacist victory, XX victory, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And then if you know, you get to tier 2 military, then you get all those things. So you get like sync lasers, uniform shielding, G-war camps, upgraded couples, reactive plating, and ultra dense slugs. So they're like updated versions of like your stuff on the first layer, which we all have. And you can do this, all that stuff. Some things are better than others, but it'll be up to you. Some of the research might already be unlocked for you. Like I have plasma